Remember, if you're driving, you're not looking, okay? Drive and be safe. The PowerPoint is already up on the Read All You Need site in the coordinators page. So with the topics that we're going to discuss and the recording sometime today. I know Melissa's maybe have time. I'm not sure. We'll see. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is COBE 2022. The reason why I put it first is because there's a new 20-second rule for all questions. And I want to put your attention here for half a second. For all questions, not the project presentation, which still remains as it was with deduction per time. For all the other questions, all right, for the interview questions and both of the clip questions, they need to speak for at least 20 seconds. All right, now it's not a gradual point loss. It's 0 if they don't have 20 seconds there of speaking, right? They can speak slowly if you want, but they're gonna have to have content for like 20 seconds, all right? So that's something that we have to get our students prepared to do and to practice. So for all of you who are taking the winter Moed this year, they can't, there are like 3 questions that they give them. They can't just say, yes, my hometown, more buses. Okay, that's not going to get them anything. All right, they're going to have to use full sentences in 20 seconds. That isn't such a long time when you're being asked 3 or 4 consolidated questions. Okay, so please pay attention to the 20-second rule. You may be surprised with low grades because it's an actual 0. Okay, so please remind your students that that's really important. That's in addition to, I remind you, not pausing or stopping, okay? Because that also, we had a lot of people who said, oh my God, my native speaker got a 44. Yeah, because they stopped like 17 times and that was in the rubric. So please be careful. Remind your students that at the end of the exam, they need to listen to themselves again before they hit submit, just to make sure that all the recordings are there. That will prevent us from other technical traumas. And I linked here the consolidated file of rules and regulations, the updated one for 2022. And it's also on the portal. And there's a Read All You Need page with stuff, sorry about the word, that's just what came out, with other materials and things that have to do with that. We will be holding sometime towards the end of November, which turns out now to be Hanukkah, so maybe the beginning of, probably before Hanukkah, Zoomers with Debbie and Sohad. Debbie and Sohad are senior markers, Debbie for 5 and Sohad for 4 for the COBE. And they will be giving you tips and all sorts of other things. So stay tuned. We don't have the dates yet. I'm hoping Melissa and Debbie will put them out today or tomorrow, and then we'll be smarter. All right. Now, this is a gem, and I want to share it with you. In my opinion, everyone should do it like this. This is a site that Debbie made to go with the virtual units that we're going to be speaking about shortly. About doing an English project without a teacher. I mean, with a teacher, but more learner independence. Okay, and what she does is, it's for 5 points. She has general instructions. So each slide has Debbie speaking to them, and then written information, and then a watch this, which shows them something that they need to learn, and then a do, all right? And if you look to the left, there's choosing a topic, which is broken up into how to choose a topic and creating a research question, defining the topic, brainstorming, getting specific and defining, research, making an outline, writing a draft, revising your draft, all of the different parts of it, the introduction, the conclusion, all right, referencing, okay, table of contents, cover page. In other words, your students can do this without you. Okay, what you have to do with them is work on the editing of it. In other words, they're gonna open up a Google Docs and they're gonna go through and have some sort of calendar of due dates, and you're gonna work through it, and they're gonna work through it, and all you're gonna have to do is actually do the editing and drafting with them, all right? It's absolutely fantastic. And when you click on this, you'll get to it, which goes very well now with the virtual units. Okay. The virtual units, especially for schools that I've been in touch with already, like Hadassim and Harvagai, schools that are missing teachers, we will be using these virtual units to help your students work by themselves and prepare for modules. There's E, F literature, G, and COBE. I've spoken about them before. We're gonna start, we're gonna put out a form later today, I hope, for training so that you can get a username and figure out how to go in and look at them and see. Remember, this isn't just if you're missing a teacher. All right, if you have 5-point students, even teaching them regularly, it would be really prudent to try one of these units. We're going to start our training to show you how it works and everything else, and we'll tell you exactly when those sessions are going to be. So Debbie will be running those as well in order for you to get to know the system and the Moodle. It's really easy. It's not another system, oh my God. It's really simple. It's click and do. All right, and Debbie will be explaining how to do that. So we'll be sending out the form. I'll link it here. We'll send it out to the all coordinators probably. All right, Zoominar's coming up today. Hoo-hoo! Carol Wolf from Shara Negev, amazing Carol, is going to give us an overview of the new curriculum. All right, we did not open a course this year in Read because we didn't get budget for it this year. And the blended learning was important to me. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a bunch of curriculum Zoominars. So this one is going to be tonight, I think at 4, if I'm not mistaken. Carol?
Yes, 4 o'clock.
4, okay, thank you. So we'll see you at 4 for this Zoominar. And then hopefully in January, we just passed the government budget. So hopefully we'll have more money and maybe we'll be able to open a course in January. I'm still waiting to see, but right now that is not for sure. You should come to the meetings and you should pass it on to your staff members. I think it's really important that every single person in Read knows about the new curriculum. And next week we'll be managing Module E, which is also something really important in addition to the week after, another one of Debbie's Techinars. And I have to say Google Classroom the last time was fabulous. So I put in the Zoominar links here for you. When we talk about teaching, we talk about relevance. And when we talk about relevance, we talk about things that are important and not just restaurants in the sky. We talk about things that are going to affect students and their lives. The fact that we're killing the planet and leaving a dead-er planet to our children was wildly discussed in the COP26 in Glasgow this past week, and many different kinds of clips and other things were put out. For example, I had sent you one with the competition thing, but I'd like to show you another one, which is a different type of clip from the world wild.
The Arctic is warming almost 3 times faster than the rest of the planet, changing the Arctic ecosystems forever, causing destruction around the planet. Once Arctic ice melts, we can't get it back. We can't negotiate the melting point of ice. World leaders must take immediate action to keep 1.5 alive.
Obviously, we're not David Attenborough, so obviously. But what he did was they made some sort of film and he narrated it. I don't want you to take someone else's film. And I don't want you to just narrate something. The other film that we had a lot of speaking. It had actors, it had other people. It was the dinosaur clip, and it's here where it says clip, and you should watch it. I'm not going to play it again. I sent it out last week. I think this is incredibly important, and I'd like every school to think about how they're going to do this and sending 1 or 2 submissions. I think that it's important for the students to be working on something that is viable, that is important, and that is relevant, and that isn't just something that we brought out of a book. So think about it. There are enough materials. Talk about it in your WhatsApp groups. Talk about it within your staffs. And if you need anything, ask me or your counselors on how to run it in your school. In terms of prizes, I don't know what they will be yet, but I will definitely have prizes. And that shouldn't be the motivation, but people ask, so I'm answering. I think it's really important for us to do this, and I think it's really important for your students. I think that this is really good for some of your strong students who may be a little bored, but I definitely think it could be done in any single class with every single population. So please think about it and speak with your staffs and your counselors and me if you need help. I'm reminding you, we had a wonderful session with Haley last week about mapping. Mapping is for 7th, 8th, and 9th grades. That means that if you're junior high or a 4-year school, I still need all of your grades, which means in 4-year schools, I need your 9th grades. So everyone needs to do this just like we did it last year. We need it again this year. The form is linked here. It's due on November 18th, which is soon. So get all of the grades from your staff, sit together, and we've explained how to fill out the form, and the slides from Haley's Zoominar are on the Read All You Need site, which explains like what to do with them and how to sit. Now, if there's anyone who needs help with what to do once they have the grades and needs help planning, please speak with your counselor and they know exactly how to help you with that. All right. I put this in again, just in case you couldn't remember or you needed other things or all these are linked to the Excels, to the Mivdakim, to everything. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about our professional development and tell you all and remind you all as coordinators that you're in charge of your staff's professional development. There's no such thing as I don't need Gumulim anymore. We don't accept that. Okay, everyone needs to continue to evolve. I think it's absolutely amazing that we have more than half of the READ teachers who are in our courses alone. In other words, communities, blended learning, and the new coordinators. Okay. In addition, I know that many of you are taking national courses, curriculum courses, debate, all sorts of other things. And it really makes me happy that we've gone past the half mark. And yet that's not enough. Everyone needs to take a course every few years, at least every 2 years. It would be best every year. Remember the expert site, just because you're in it, if you don't take professional development, they'll boot you out. All right. And that's important for you to know, because the next thing is talking about versatility of your teachers. It has come to my attention in the past couple of weeks that there are teachers who only teach a certain class. Like, I only teach junior high Aleph groups, or I only teach the special ed groups, or I only teach 5-point per group. No, I'm sorry, you have a Teudat Torah for Al Yesodi. That means 7th to 12th, all levels. Okay, so coordinators, no more tracking teachers. Okay, all teachers should be able to teach everything. For all of you who know, when suddenly someone in your staff, Alice, when some of your staff goes on chalat or is suddenly, God forbid, sick, or something happens and you have to cover their classes, that makes doing that absolutely impossible. I can't put that person in a 9th grade vet group because she only teaches 5 points. Okay, and you have no game, you have no chess game, you have no ability whatsoever to cover or to do anything. In addition, I think people ask me, I only work in junior high, why should I be in the expert site? Well, if you have students who need to be tested in the high school and you don't have anyone to test, then these teachers need to have some Bagrut experience and they need to be able to be in the expert site in order to test if you need them. Okay, I'm really not happy about this. Junior high is here or a Bagrut is here. If we have a Bagrut day, for example, everyone has to be there. Everyone. I don't care if you only teach Zayin. Everyone has to be there. You're an English staff. You're not in English. I don't teach that. And I really think that that's on you guys, coordinators, trying to cohese into into a group. I'm hearing it too much, and I'm really not happy about it. So first of all, I'd like you to make sure that you talk about it with your staff, talk about versatility, talk about teachers. Obviously you're not going to give one teacher all the classes they've never taught before in 1 year. Okay, but I really do think that you need to start thinking about moving teachers out of their regular comfort zones and into trying new things. So let's just keep that in mind. All right. And oh my God, 4 minutes to spare. It's a great week. Have a great week. And I am here for your questions. Melissa, if you could stop recording.